Welcome students of standard 10. Today I'll continue with the sorting, and now this is string based sorting. The previous video you might have noticed that I had done the sorting with a reference to integer based sorting. Okay, whether it is an integer or a character, we are going to follow the previous video one. However, today I'm going to teach you about the string based sorting. So let us understand with an example over here. The question is, write a program to accept 10 city names. This can be anything, it can be city name, it can be student's name, any name that can be given in an array called A. Arrange all the names in the alphabetical order using bubble sort technique. Remember, alphabetical order. The moment it is alphabetical order, it means that is in an ascending order. So, using bubble sort technique, they will always mention this one, bubble sort technique, and even if they don't mention, the only sorting technique that you are going to study is bubble sort. So now, print the original array as well as the total, that is the sorted array. The original as well as the sorted array. Okay. So let us understand this one, the question, that is the program. The first one is of course invoking a package, import space java.union.star class bsort, any name you can take. I am taking bubble sort, so I have written bsort. Public static void main. Then of course the scanner object I have created, that is sc equals to new scanner system.in. Then string a equals to new string 10. That depends, if it is 20, right? 20. So it depends on the question where the names are given. That how many names are to be taken. That is the dimension or the length of the array. System of the printer enter values in A. So now you enter the city names. The city names, how are you going to enter? With the thing, take the loop for int I equals to 0, I less than a dot length I plus plus. Or you can also write over here 10. Then AI is equals to sc dot next. Either you write next or you can write next line as well. Okay? For a string, as you know, if I am supposed to enter one word, like for example Dhanbad, then in that case Dhanbad is a one word. But if you take New Delhi, then in that case it is a two word. So in such cases you can take next line. Alright. So after having taken this one, then you have to print the original array. So you come back to this one. Just like the previous video, the same thing that I have done. So that is printing of original array. So for int I equals to 0, I less than a dot length or less than 10, because since we know the same dimension, write down the dimension there, less than 10, I plus plus. Remember, it should be less than, not less than equal to, because we are starting the index from 0. So here the loop represents the index. System order print AI. So we will find over there, it is written in a horizontal way along with comma. Okay, each name, city names will be written along with a comma sign. And then after that, system order print again means after having printed, there should be a one line gap, because we have to print the sorted array also. So that the sorted array does not merge with the original array. So that is the reason that we use the system order print and open close, parenthesis. In the exam, many of you have written over here double inverted comma. There is no need of using double inverted comma. That itself is wrong. That is not correct at all. Okay. So remember that here means moving to the next line. Straight away you have to move to the next line. Nothing else. No space. Nothing is to be printed here. That's it. Then from here move up. Bubble sort alphabetical order. String, because we have to take a temporary variable, a temporary instance. That means what is a temporary instance? A temporary instance is a variable or is an instance that stores the value as long as they are brought to use. Thereafter they lose their significance. Okay? So it supports the performance of your swapping. So it supports swapping, and that's the reason that we take this third variable here. So string 10 is equals to null value. Remember, null value means double inverted comma, open and close without any space. There should not be any space whatsoever. For int I equals to 0, I less than a dot length minus 1. As I told you, this I represents the number of pass or number of iterations, and the number of iterations is always equal to, that is array length minus 1, and then I plus 1. Then j is equals to 0, j less than a dot length minus I minus 1, and j plus plus. Now what does j represents? In every pass or in every iteration there are comparisons. So every comparison, that is the total number of comparisons that are present in every iteration or every pass, is denoted by the J loop. So remember, I loop represents the number of iteration or number of pass, whereas the J loop represents the number of comparisons that are carried out. In every comparison, what happens if the comparison is true, the condition is true, there will be swapping. If the condition is not true, it will move on to the next comparison. Okay, next index. So that is what is going on over here. So every pass containing a certain number of comparisons. Okay, in the last class, in the previous class, I had also shown you how I loop and the J loop works. Now, here what happens is, this is what the function that we are going to take. I have already discussed in the previous video. If you notice, I discussed all these ones, that is equals function, equals ignore case function, and the comparative function. So whenever there is a sorting technique that is to be used with a reference to string, make sure you use this what you call function. This is the function of string class. Okay. So aj dot compare to, when compare to, these are two words, and basically it's a one word made up of two words joined together. There is no space at all. Open bracket a, then square bracket j plus 1, square bracket close parenthesis, greater than equal to 0, and then again close. So this closure is for if, and this one, as it is a function, so it is the closure of the function. So this is what we do, greater than equal to, in an ascending order, in alphabetical order. Suppose if it is descending order, if they happen to mention it as a descending order, then in such case, make sure that you use less than equal to. That is, aj dot compare to aj plus 1 less than equal to 0. That is what you are going to use it. So if the condition is true, then the swapping takes place. That is 10 is equal to aj equals to aj plus 1, aj plus 1 equals to 10. Close, that is the condition, close J loop and close what you call I loop. So this part is over here in this case. This is the sorting part in both the cases. So you just have to remember in string what you have to use. In case of integer, we used to use aj, and straight away greater than equals to aj plus 1 we used to use. But in this case, we make use of the function called compare to only. Do not use equals ignore case. Right? So that's how we swap, and then what happens after that, we print the value. That is a sorted array, of course, just like the one which we printed over here, the original array. Just like the original array, we are going to print the sorted array. For int I equals to 0, I less than 10 or a dot length, anything you can write, I plus plus, system order print. Remember, we are printing in a horizontal way, so print, you can print in a vertical order also, then in that case you can use print ln. So when you are using print ln, then don't use comma. Okay? So if ever you are using the print ln part. So now print ln, print ai plus comma have given, so you will find the sorted array is printed in a horizontal order, and therefore close the main method and close the class. So this is how we make sure that this particular program is solved with this order, a string based sorting. Now the same program that you notice here can be given in another way. They will tell you this way. Write a program to perform alphabetical order sorting, okay, with a reference to the following city names. So this will be given. The city names will be given like Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Bhopal, Durg, and Dhanbad. Suppose. So this will be mentioned in the question. The names of the cities will be given in the question. So how are you going to attempt? What are you going to do in that case? See, print original array and this is like a sorted array. So what are you going to do then? Straight away what are you going to do then in that case is, there is no need of importing because we are not accepting any value because the value is already given. So we will form what you call the command line input. Okay. So here in this case, no scanner. So system, this also will not be there. Straight away, this entire thing will not be there. Instead of these things, this all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Instead of these 5 statements, straight away after public static void main, we will switch over to this one. String A is equals to, within double quotes Delhi, then comma, then within double quotes Mumbai, comma, then within double quotes Kolkata, comma, then within double quotes Chennai, comma, within double quotes Bhopal, comma, within double quotes Durg, comma, and again within double quotes Dhanbad, and after that, because Dhanbad is the last, so close the bracket here and semicolon. So this will be written in this fashion. Okay, because of the lack of space, so I have written in this way, the first one and the last one I have written this way. So all will be separated by comma, but with double inverted comma they will be there, within double quotes. Then, after having written this way, instead of replacing this one, replace all these 5 statements with that particular part, with that statement, and straight away move on to the original one, printing of original array. Okay, now in this case, now you should know how many are there. Like in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are there. So what you do not write 10, write over there a dot length. So the best thing to write is array length, array dot length. So a dot length, if you write, it will, whatever it is, even if it is 7, if it is 20, 30, whatever it is, it will accept. So that will be the best way to write a dot length instead of writing 10. Okay, because maybe during the examination time you might forget. There is 7, you might, by mistake you might write 6. By mistake you might write 8 also. It is possible. So to avoid such mistake error, you straight away write a dot length. Remember the name of the array and that's it. Okay? And then after that what happens is print this installer printer as it is. Move on to the next one. That is bubble sort of in alphabetical order. Begins string 10. I loop same, I equal to 0, I less than a dot length minus minus 1, I plus plus. In j equal to 0, j less than a dot length minus I minus 1, and j plus plus. Again, since they are string, so remember if aj dot compared to aj plus 1 greater than equals to 0, if it is a descending order, so less than equal to 0. Remember this part because many of you forget this one. The difference between greater than and the less than. Okay, so this greater than equal to is your alphabetical order, ascending order, that is, and greater than less than equal to is your descending order. So please be very careful while you are writing. Then, if the condition is true, time equal to aj equal to aj plus 1, aj plus 1 equals to 10. Close, and of course we have that printing of the sorted array. So this is all you print the sorted array. Okay, once it is sorted, it is arranged in ascending order and alphabetical order. The array will appear in this format, that is in a horizontal view. Okay, so I hope you have understood the sorting both with a reference to integer as well as with a reference to string. In the next video, I am going to come up with another the same sorting technique but with in a different approach. Okay, I am going to give another question, and so that you understand the sorting technique better and you can expect such type of questions. Alright, as well as the function based program that I am going to show you in the next the upcoming coming videos. Till then, take care of yourself. Alright, and God bless each one of you. Thank you.